Yeah, this song is special,
This the guy got the whole podcast mic and the setup.
bro.
OMG.
Yeah, we trying to get it moving. I was thinking about doing
Bro,
like Patreon or something just to,
bro.
get the
I'm
content
learning
up.
that you're famous, bro.
Who told you that?
I'm learning, bro. I keep everywhere I go, man. Like even in the live, bro. Like I don't know who OB was talking about. Chris, he's like, yeah, if I didn't know him, I'd give him a nine. I'm like, you know him? Like, you know what I'm saying? And the way Wande always bigging
Chris
you
is
up. I'm
dope.
not Wande. I mean, uh, Aaron Knight always bigging
Aaron
you
Knight.
up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this dude is famous on the low, and he's not even telling anybody.
Wow. With Aaron Knight, bro, that's she's amazing, man. With her, it was like on my birthday, they had like a song competition. So plenty of
Mhm.
people submitted songs, and
I submitted.
they only picked 10, and then mine was I think 9 or 8 or something like that. So on my birthday, I had a whole bunch of people in my crib just watching them like review my song. So I was like, yeah, I'm
Man,
never gonna
what
make
song did
it
you submit?
it's called Louis Unreleased.
Uh,
I might send it to you. It's more of like a pop song though. I got you.
yeah, because I submitted and I was stupid hot when I didn't make it, but I'm
Man.
glad one of us did.
Hey yo, the amount of L's I taken before, man. I just be shooting.
Get used to
It's
the
like
L like a Knicks fan.
yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man.
Yo, how did I don't even remember how I heard about you. I think it was probably through Ruslan's thing. And I think we
Bro,
probably just connected on there.
I've been trying to figure that out for like the next 2 weeks, like the last 2 weeks. I'm like, how do
Mhm.
I know is, bro?
But it felt like it just happened.
It just happened. I know you
Yeah.
were a part of like, my group chat or whatever. I know we
Yeah.
we met there, but it's like how like you feel me? I've been trying to like look at the receipts and stuff. I think it was just because I usually remember how I met all of my homies or whatever. But
Yeah.
with this, it's like I don't remember, bro.
Yeah.
I
I
think
feel that.
it's
I
like
was
a
trying to
God
trace
thing, you know
it.
what I mean?
Oh, definitely. For sure. Um, but it was dope how like I don't think I ever had someone hit me up and was like, I want to get on this. And then that's when I was like, yo, I know he's about to go crazy. Because if he's doing that, I already know he already know what he want to do. So like
Yeah.
what was like yeah, like was that your mindset?
I know like you've been putting out music for a while and I just been peeping and stuff. And like the more music you got out, it's like, man, this dude is really getting better. Like he's really dope, And I subscribe to your YouTube and I love like the little video thing that you had. It was like you to the side and like the color scheme. And like just bro, like you had the song. Like originally you
Mhm.
just had it as like a snippet, like, hey, this is something I'm working on. And you was like,
Yeah.
yo, should I finish it? And bro, I would literally play that. I played that one snippet for like a week. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't out. It was just on the YouTube thing. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, this beat is so fire. You went crazy. My whole thing was like, man, I took the red and blue pill at the same time. Why that man walking free when he did the same crime? I think I know the answer to that. Like, it was so fire, bro. I'm
Snap.
like, yeah, and I know we always talked about like collaborating, as,
Mhm.
as a lot of artists. Like, yo, we got to get one in, bro, and like
Mhm.
let's work and stuff. But man, I just remember hearing this song and stuff, and I forget when we started working on it. I know it wasn't too long ago, but yeah, I think I just reached out. I think we were already having conversations about working on a song,
Yeah.
and I think the next day I asked you like, "Yo, what's up with that? Don't fly too high with the eye emojis and stuff like that." And you was like, "Yo, you trying to get on that?" I'm like, "Hey, it'd be my honor." And we did it, and the rest is history.
Sheesh. Yeah, bro. I remember actually um I think you sent me something that you were like, "Yo, I think I want to use this." And then we didn't end up using it. But then this happened and I was like, "Yeah, this song is way better."
Do
That was a
remember
minute
that?
ago. That was like almost that
That
might be
was
2 years ago already.
that was too. I know we were outside, so it wasn't 20.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that, bro.
Yeah, it was like
You
a
know
hook or
what?
something.
Yes, I think it was through the Patreon. Now that I remember it, yeah, because I think I was talking like your old style where you were like, you were still kind of finding your sound and stuff like that. And I think
Definitely.
you shared a song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, this is fire. And I was in the mood. I was just making beats and stuff like that. I wanted to make a hook. And I guess, it didn't work out for whatever reason. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, bet we'll just work on something else. And then I guess a year and a half later, here we are. And it's yeah, when I think about this song and that song, like, oh yeah, 1,000
Yeah.
times better.
And bro, everyone who has played it, like the way you float on this, like it felt like it was butter, like perfect. At least in my
Yeah.
opinion, like it was. So it was like
Yeah, it
it
was
was
it was it
perfect.
was dope because I've been telling, and I have the same thing where I share it to the homies like, yo, this might be your best verse you ever written, bro. Because I think for me, one, it's the first feature that I did where it's like, yo, I wish this was my song, or I would have picked this beat. Because bro, it's the beat
Beat.
that is something that I would pick, and that hook, bro, like, oh my God, that hook. I could just see us in the show, bro. Everybody put their cell phones in the sky. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, bro. Like I see it in my head, bro. And it's like, just me, even with me writing my verse, bro, like I said in
Mhm.
the verse, man, like, just going through this therapy, it got me hella bent. Like, I wrote the verse around the time where it was like, I was just going through a lot mentally.
Mm.
And, I started going to therapy, and me going to therapy, man, it really just started to free me from a lot of stuff because, growing up, I wrestled with a lot of like insecurities. I mean, I wrote a whole song about it, a lot of low self-esteem. And I was just at a point where it's like, you know what? I love myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is
Yeah.
me. That's why in the verse, I am me. And I spelt my name out. That was an ode to Fabulous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just like, because people be like, dang, Jay, you was talking your talk, bro. But like, it was the first time I felt confident, and I guess that confidence spilled over to the track. And it's like, I hear that verse and I'm like, dang, I'm talking big on that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's the confidence, God is on me. That's a flex, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why this song, bro, it means so much to me. That's why I'm like, man, we got to go crazy with this. I'm treating this like this is my song, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going
Yeah.
crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the vibe you've been giving off too, which that's dope to me. And like
Yeah.
you talked about like therapy. Um, have you had weird conversations with Christians or like therapy is becoming like more and more normal? And then even people in the faith are saying like, yo, like go get therapy. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you don't have clarity and you don't know where your issues are, like go find out what they really are. And has there been any like pushback like in your life like that?
I wouldn't say pushback. I would say more of yeah, that's cool,
Got you.
because it's like you said, it's the conversation is really becoming normalized, which is amazing. But I'm still finding out, like in my day to day life, talking to like my friends that I do life with, it's
Right.
still something that is kind of taboo. Like I'll say
Mhm.
the word therapy, and the mood of the conversation changes. Like, oh, yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
I
I
got
was
you.
talking to my therapist. It's like, oh, I gotta meet my therapist at 5 o'clock. And it's like, oh yeah. It's like the mood automatically gets like super serious and stuff like that. But and I was thinking about it, man. I think it's still like a stigma thing, right? Because therapy, that's for crazy people.
Mhm.
And stuff. I be telling people, like people tell me like, yo, I'm going through a lot of stuff. I'm like, man, you need to go to therapy. But realizing that, man, people don't go to the physical doctor like that, right?
That's
If your
facts.
stomach hurting or something is hurting, it's like, yo, you should go to the doctor. Oh, no, man, I'm gonna just sip this tea. I'm gonna
Yeah.
drink this and leave. I'm gonna take a like, especially us as men, like we never
Oh,
like going to the doctor. I
unless it
just
get
left the
real bad.
dentist. Yeah,
Yeah.
unless the pain gets real unbearable. I just
Mhm.
left the dentist and shoot, they was like, man, you haven't been here in 2 years. Like, what's the holdup? It's like, our worst fear is that, yo, we're gonna have to do a root canal. And it's like, no. And it's like, ignorance is bliss, right? So it's like, hey,
Yeah.
if I don't know, then I'm good, but all the while it's like you're dying inside, and you're gonna have that meltdown, and like you said, until it's too late, you
Mhm.
know. So I feel like, but to answer your question, man, no, I haven't gotten any pushback. I mean, people have been super encouraging. I
That's
think,
dope.
the conversation has been like really been normalized around social media, and we see like public figures like Charlemagne the God waving the flag and stuff, so it's becoming normalized. But I still feel like there's a lot of work to do, and
Mhm.
I feel like, yeah, it's something that's super necessary.
Yeah, that's dope, bro. I actually have a friend who he's a Christian and he's a therapist. And he says like,
That's
yo, like
dope.
that's the perfect combination right there. Like you figure out the problems and then you got God to, help you through that. So that's dope,
For
bro, that
sure.
you even mentioned that.
For sure.
Yeah. And then in the song you talk about you was speaking with your chest, like about where you're from, like how important is that to you? Because I was doing the same thing. So
Nah, like and bro, a lot of my verse came from, me hearing yours, because as much as I was going, you was going off, you was talking your talk, man. It's like, you know, I was like a Knicks fan, it's funny, I was playing it for my homie, and he's big into real estate. He was like,
yeah.
man, I want to do what my parents did on a larger scale, bought a foreclosed house and flipped it like head to
Heads or
tails. He was
tails.
like, that's my kind of talk.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man, but not like part of going back to the therapy, man. It's like there's this thing in therapy where it's like it's called self discovery,
Mm.
where it's like you really go back, and Lecrae has like a whole song about it, like self
Yeah.
discovery,
Yeah.
and like figuring out like your origin, like who are you, like what are you, like what are your titles, like. My therapist was like, yo, write down every single thing that you are. So like, I am Christian, I am a Black man, I am a rapper, I am a writer, I am a Haitian, I am from Miami, and stuff like that. So it's like, um that was just stuff that was just on my mind and stuff. And my favorite rappers, like they always shouted out where they was from,
Right.
and I mean, like Andy, why like, what I'm saying? Like Drake, you started talking about Toronto. We know Kendrick is from Compton. We know J. Cole is from Fayetteville, North Carolina. So that's
Yeah.
something that I always do, just to make people back home feel special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a fact. And then you brought up Haiti a lot. So were you born over there? Because I know you mentioned like immigration and stuff like that.
Yeah. So yeah,
You
I
were
was I
born
was
there?
born over there, and I came to the States at like 18 months. So
Got you.
yeah, I was born there technically, but my all I know is Miami.
Just got
So
you.
yeah, so pretty
Yeah,
much. But I still rap though, of course.
of course. Wait, you been able to visit or like nah?
Yeah, I visited when I was super young. I do want to go back though. Way before like the earthquake and stuff. Can't remember what grade. I might have been in the sixth grade. And went out there for like 2 weeks. It was definitely an experience, but I definitely do plan to go back out there for sure.
That's what's up. Yeah, I think I don't know too much about like Haitian history, but from what I've seen and read, like with the revolution and stuff like that. So
1804. Yeah.
yeah, I've been trying to read up on that.
Well, you're Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Know a lot of Puerto Rican homies. You guys have a
And
very rich
in
history.
Florida
I
for
mean, well, I mean,
sure.
so yeah. So how does like your culture influence like your music and like all that you do? Because I know you have a few Spanish songs. So like, how does it influence you?
Man, um, that's a good question, bro. I think especially with the sound, trying to add like elements and stuff like that, but like in a natural way. So I think that's the thing, especially like, lyrics and stuff. And I got plenty, New Yorican family and all that. So that's heavy, heavy influence. And it's different because I was born here and raised here. So it feels like I kind of have to get up to speed sometimes, but like you say, you gotta rep who you are. So
Yeah, it's part of being an artist. You know what I'm saying? And that Latin
fact.
audience is they
Huge.
go hard, bro.
Yeah,
So
they
you better
supportive.
rep.
They are
Very
supportive.
supportive.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Get all that back.
Yeah. And then probably like the last question I got for you, bro, is like, have you ever heard someone tell you like, don't fly too high or like something like that? Where it's like, yo, just do the regular or like, you doing all right, but don't fly too high. Have you ever had
That is a
someone
good
tell you
question.
that?
I've definitely had people who told me don't fly too high. It's funny, when you've been given like a dream, right? Like a God dream, right? And people see it and they treat it like a hobby. It's like, oh, that's cute. That's good that you do that. That's good that you do a
Yeah.
little music thing. That's dope. But when you actually have conversations with them, you tell them like your plan, like, no, I actually want to do this full time. I want to be paid off of this. I want to earn a living off of this. And it was like, and then they turn and like, well, like people don't really make it, and like you're not Jay-Z and stuff, and like you got to go to school and get a job. Sure, you got to have something more stable, but it's like, man, like when I look at all of the millionaires and billionaires, and even the artists that we are inspired by,
Yeah.
they say this safe route, like every person that we admire took a risk and they bet on themselves. So I think a lot of times people will project their fear on you,
Mm.
and not because they don't love you, they do it
Yeah.
out of love. Them doing that is their form of love, but they're
Out of
but
love
they're
for
not
sure.
knowing that it's not really love, because if it was true love, you would have been like, you know what, I support you and stuff like that. It's like, just because you had a dream and you failed at it doesn't mean that I will,
Yeah.
you know, because, I've done the research. Like, I'm connected with some pretty good people. I mean, I'm talking to a person who's intern at one of the largest independent record labels in the world. You know what I'm saying? So he has plenty of connections. So he's a couple degrees separation from making it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
even if he was, like, he's an amazing artist, he'll make it regardless. So it's like, man, like, you don't want to shoot down somebody's dream, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times, people will try to do that because they want to, okay, get back into reality. You know what I'm saying? But what if Steve Jobs would have just snapped back into reality?
Mhm.
We wouldn't have the thing I'm talking over, an iPhone. You know what I mean? If Elon Musk would have snapped back to reality, we wouldn't have Teslas and stuff like that. So it's very important, you know, for anybody out there, don't shoot somebody's dream. And for the dreamers out there, don't, my brother just called me DT. He says this all the time. It's like, man, don't tell your dreams to everybody, man, because people, like I said, will project their fears on you. So you really have to safeguard your dream. I mean, look what happened to Joseph. He showed his dream with his
Sure.
brothers, like, yeah, y'all gonna bow down and worship me, you dig? And he got sold off into slavery, man. So yeah, man. So I definitely had people who told me not to fly too high, you know what I'm saying? But we saw
Sure.
it.
Hey, yo, I was not ready for that, bro. Came on here, was talking. Like you said, bro, it's mainly out of love and like fear, self-projection, and things like that. But it's like kind of like what you were saying, but when God is involved, it's like, how you gonna tell me don't fly too high when I know God's hand is over me? So it's like, you know what I mean?
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. And I
Yep.
remember a big inspiration. I remember in high school, like a counselor. I remember just having like horrible grades one semester. And a counselor was just like, yo, if you aren't using what God gave you, then like what are you doing? And then ever since then it's just kind of like didn't snap me to reality, but it snapped me to the possibilities of what I could do. You know what I mean? So he did that.
That's
He did the
good.
opposite of like don't fly too high. He was like, no, like go for it. So yeah, I think for every person saying like don't fly too high, it's important to have somebody like shoot for the moon at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what's up. And I love the community you built. Um, even on IG is like mad supportive. And just a dope community. So how important has that been too? Because not a lot of artists have that, you know?
Yeah, yeah, definitely credit to, Ruslan. I was definitely inspired by him and what he built. Cause I go to his group chat and it's amazing to me. I feel like, man, I'm in on a conversation with the Avengers. Like everybody on this joint is fire, you know what I'm saying? And people have, they shared prayer requests and stuff like that, and like just been super transparent. And we got to pray. Man, somebody gave their life to the Lord one day
Let's go.
in that chat, man. So I was just super inspired, man. And me, I'm super big on connection to my audience. So I could just be like, hey, post this uh comment if you ever felt sad one day or whatever. But you know what I mean? But I really wanted it to make it intimate, you know what I mean? So I just
Got you.
I have a group chat with like some of my biggest supporters. And man, we've had some very, very transparent moments, man. People have confessed some stuff. People have, been asking for prayer. We check up on people, like see how they're doing. And, in my mind, it was just like, yo, just to get my numbers up on social media and just to add to my status as a rapper, man. But the Lord has definitely took it and made it something that is far bigger and far more important than anything in my wildest dreams, man. So shout out to everybody in the Soul District group chat. You know what I'm saying? We're getting bigger by the day. And if you want to know about it, definitely hit me up.
Let's go. Yeah, bro. Well, by the time this probably comes out, the song will probably be out. Um, and to be honest, I'm not even going. I usually check. I'm gonna check the streams for it, but for this song, I feel like the message is so crazy. I'm gonna probably be checking the DMs and like everything else way more than the streams for it, just because of the heart behind it.
Yeah. It's one of those songs where like I don't see it getting like big amount of streams, but it's just one of those songs where it's like, man, it's just a classic, bro. Like you could just listen to it and just ride down the street at midnight and just think about life and just think about your dreams, man. So, and you need that track. I mean, everything can't just be turned up and party. And
Yeah,
sometimes like you just need to just chill and just reflect. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the people who love doing that, they're definitely gonna enjoy this record.
definitely, bro. And everybody I've said it to so far, nothing but good things said. I won't take up any more of your time, bro, unless you wanna say something or plug something. But if not, we can end it.
Yeah, man. I just want to, just one thank my guy is man for allowing me to get on the track, man. Man, don't fly too high. Israel Perez featuring Jay Sanon, man. It's out
You're
right now. It's one of it's the greatest feature verse, probably the best verse I ever written in my whole career. Stream it, share it with a friend. Whenever you feel like somebody is trying to tell you to not fly too high, not reach for your dreams, man. Play this song, man, and be encouraged, man. And that's really it, man. And I hope you guys enjoy it.
hey, let's go. Hey, this might be my best verse too. No cap.
Yeah, you went crazy, bro.
Hey, bro. Well, I appreciate you taking the time.